Yes. Hello, everyone in Facebook Nation and soon to be everywhere like YouTube and LinkedIn. Welcome. And with me today, I am psyched. I get to finally see my friend Gabe Cordova. Gabe, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been way too long, and I know we've been emailing back and forth, and I've kind of had some crazy time, and everybody's crazy, but yeah, I'm excited, and I can't wait to talk about some of the stuff we're going to talk about because I forgot about some of it till you just reminded me.
So, Gabe, interesting that you should say that you forget. So, if we could go back like Michael Myers, like, do, here's how Gabe and I met on a trip to New Orleans not too long ago. Here we go. EXPCon. Oh, there he goes in the velvet blazer. Up and down.
The failed photo bomb.
I say this. There you go. It brings me. I'm having a bad day. I'm just like, let me think. What could put me in a good mood? Oh, that's right. The photo bomb. I have the same. So that is how we met, Gabe.
I remember we were doing some sort of video or photo, and
Yes.
I can't remember if we were going to try. I can't remember if it was a TikTok or if it was a Facebook Live or something. And I mean, we've all been there, right? We've gone to photo bomb or just be that smart. I don't know if I can say that. Can I say that on here? Smart A.
Was it? Yeah, we can. Smart ass. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I don't know my audience. So, we all try to be that smart ass and it goes epically wrong.
Yes. And I mean, what happened for anybody watching is that after that happened, that guy took my phone from Peter Shrevemade, who was the photographer on that. He works for Box Brownie as one of the huge head honchos, and got my phone back. I was ready to cry. I was all upset. And lo and behold, there's a section in your phone that you can recover. And we did.
Yeah.
So it will live forever.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We all got to be able to laugh at ourselves, laugh at situations. This is how we grow, and yeah, I love this. We were in New Orleans at was it EXPCon?
Yes, and I had joined within days, and never met you before. At the time, you owned and started FirePoint,
and one of the co-founders and president at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Peter Shrevemade was with Box Brownie, and that's how magic happened that night. So, without further ado, I do want to introduce you, Gabe, and talk about your background. If you could share with everybody some of your background.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. I mean, and I don't know how far back you want to go, but I love kind of just telling people like, where we came from. And so, I grew up in central Idaho, up in the mountains, 3 to 4 hours from a stoplight. Probably lower middle class if I'm rounding up, but we worked hard. And as a kid, I became obsessed with horses and begged and pleaded. I got a horse when I was a kid, and like anybody who's just a go-getter, most of us agents, right? Instead of putting in any work, I just instantly went out and entered into a horse show, and I got my ass kicked. I didn't place. I was devastated. But I realized about, implementing and putting work in to get the results that you want. And, it was the point we couldn't afford riding lessons or any of that stuff. So I found people that were better than me. I found trainers, and I remember summers, my parents would go drop me off at a horse trainer, and I would clean stalls and wash horses all day. I had a sleeping bag in our horse trailer, but I would do all this all day so that the trainer would give me an hour of his time, or I'd be able to be around them, hearing what they were doing, how they were talking to, other equestrians, and just really kind of honing my craft. Right. And fast forwarding as a young adult, when I decided to get into real estate, I had no idea where my deal was going to come from. I was new in Boise at the time, borrowed money to get my real estate license. I didn't even own a home. We were renting at the time, and in the process of buying, but that's kind of what got me really excited about wanting to get my license. And then I got my license, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm scared. Like, I don't know where my deal's going to come from. And it was like swallow the pride moment. And I hung out at the office back when we could all be in the office as much as possible. Just like, hey, does anybody need help? Can I do an open? Can I go unlock a house? It was anything I could do. Can I just ride along? And some opportunities came about, which was awesome. But then I started realizing, wow, these people have leads. They have databases. They have spheres. I don't have any of this. And again, swallowed my pride. And I just started calling every agent in my office. And then I realized I could call every agent or broker outside my office that had listings. And I just started asking them, hey, can I post your listing? Can I try to find a buyer for your listing and put it online? And I'm old, so this is back before PPC and Facebook. I was posting them on Craigslist, and this was back when you'd go into the real estate section of Craigslist. There was 1 or 2 postings a day max, at least in Boise. And I think I ended up getting like 30 some brokers that would give me written permission to go ahead and advertise their listings, and just started posting them. And all of a sudden, this thing just started blowing up, right? I didn't know what was going on. Quickly hired an assistant. I had no systems, no tools. I came in one day and she had a 3-ring binder on the desk. And she's like, here you go. I'm like, what is this? And she's like, well, I take these are all the listings that I'm posting every day. And I can't remember the order they were in. And then here's paper so you can write down who's calling. We didn't have CRMs. I mean, again, this is even before Boomtown and all that. So I started doing lead gen before it was kind of a thing and cool. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I need more help, right? And so a friend of mine came over, joined me from a different brokerage, came over. I was Remax at the time. And I started a team without knowing I was starting a team. This is, I think, 03, 04. And then but then again, we had no tools, right? And then I'm like, we can't keep doing this. We all had binders that were updated every day.
Oh my God.
We'd get revisions from our assistant, would give us revisions where we'd tear out the listings and she would update our list. It would be a money list every day. She would literally make one and copy it, put it in there.
Oh my gosh.
It was nuts. I mean, it was crazy. And so anyway, we found Boomtown, started up with them. We merged with another team and kind of created our own brokerage at that time. So we left Remax after 4 or 5 years, started independent brokerage. And then all of a sudden I become obsessed with the next level of lead generation, and then the follow-up and the prospecting and like this rush that you get when leads come in and trying to connect with them and what we're doing. And then trying to figure out the system. Now all of a sudden it wasn't about lead generation. That was becoming easier and easier.
Right.
The lead conversion and being able to feed agents. Now this was, sorry, I get going and I don't stop. So now this is 08, 09. So the market's doing this and people are like, wait, are you an idiot? You're going and starting a brokerage? No. Everybody's like bunkering down, praying for daylight. And I'm like, no, this is when we're going to make it. And our partners, we came together. It was another couple and my partner and I, and built this. And we said, we're going to put the investment in. Again, we didn't have the money to do this at the time. Market's tanking. My partner and I made
How would you do it?
Well, we worked our asses off, first of all, but we started building systems. We started having follow-up cadences. What are we going to do? And so we used the technology, but where we were struggling, at least for myself, was it wasn't really built for teams yet. Nothing against Boomtown. It's great. It's changed drastically since then. But we started replicating what we were doing. I'm like, well, we don't have to do this in just Boise. We can do it in Reno. We can do it in Vegas. We can do it in Southern Idaho. So reached out at the time to Boomtown and said, hey, we want to take down other platforms in other areas. And they're like, what? So we were kind of one of the first ones with them to start doing satellite teams. But again, it wasn't really working well for teams and growing. And again, teams were starting to happen, but I don't think at the time everybody realized it was, I think, the future of real estate and then how we leverage technology with it. So at a mastermind in Vegas, sitting around with some of the top agents in the country, there are about 8 of us, and we decided, you know what? Let's build a CRM. Let's build a team-focused CRM. And that's how FirePoint was born.
Wow.
And so as that kind of started going, a couple of us started using it. I got a call up one day and they're like, whoa, this is blowing up. It's crazy, but we don't have a way to support it or train it. You guys are doing really well with it. Will you help us build the customer service team? And like an idiot, I'm like, sure. And the next thing I know, I've got like at my dining room table is in Boise, I've got our first CS rep and it just takes off, right? But again, we really started focusing on lead generation became easy, right? Over the years. I mean, there's the portal leads, there's PPC, there's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like you can get leads anywhere, right? Leads are an expense right now and they're easy. Now it's coming down to how do we convert? How do we follow up?
That's the thing. Yes.
And then we really wanted, and as a team, right? So like not having to like heavy and do all this. And so that was really the focus of FirePoint. many years is helping teams have the tools. And then last year, actually, I think it might have been today. This might even be the anniversary. I'm not sure because it popped up on my Facebook. It was a picture. We successfully merged FirePoint with RealVolve a year ago, plus or minus a day. And I loved everything I did. And now post the merger, RealVolve's fantastic and FirePoint, and I love a lot of the ideas where they're going. But something in me has just been like, man, the next evolution of real estate to me, we've got this, the CRMs, the technology, lead generation in some areas, but how do we automate as much as possible? How do we bring AI in? How do we allow agents, team leads, ISAs, everybody to literally just focus on dollar productive activities, the things that they need to do, showing property, writing contracts, negotiating contracts, going to closing? What can the real estate industry create, or who's out there and what's being built that allows agents to do that? And a couple of years ago with FirePoint, we built an integration with a company called Ylopo, Ylopo, and I just fell in love with it. I just fell in love with the vision of what they were doing. It's marketing, it's lead incubation, it's branding, it's websites, it's AI, it's anything and everything you need to do to stay in front of your clients in your sphere and your market, but not be going crazy, to just be able to focus on activity and hand raisers. And so after the closure of the merger and everything happened late this last year, I made the decision to really kind of start that next chapter and follow my passion and what I truly think is a standalone technology and company that I can insert myself in my passion and what I love to do to grow with them and elevate the real estate community. So I'm sorry, I think that went on for like 10 minutes when you asked me a simple question, my background, and I just bleh.
No, I love it because I love it when people are really good at something, and when you're passionate, that's what happens. I want to go back and tell people, like, I love your work ethic, even at that young age of going into the stable and staying there and doing whatever it takes. Like, you didn't have money, you couldn't get a trainer who's going to show you how to ride. Grant Cardone had said, if you can't get a seat at the table, then serve the water. And that's exactly what you did.
Love that. I love that. Awesome. I haven't heard that. I love that. And I know people kind of were like, wait a second, you're going to sleep in a horse trailer? And, and I cleaned it out. Don't send me hate mail like gross. No, I cleaned out the horse trailer we got there. My parents just left it. And it was great. I know I'm going to learn from those that are better than me, right? If you're the smartest one in the room or at the table, find a different room, find a different table. And I wanted to be great at it. I saw these equestrians doing things at levels that I wanted to be able to do. And I knew I couldn't teach myself. And this was a way to get there, right? And we see that in real estate. I mean, I think that's one of the best benefits of joining a team as a brand new agent is what you can learn, right? We can teach anybody a skill set. We can script, we can teach them process and all that. What we can't teach is drive and work ethic, right? In any industry. Right. And so that's one thing I just love about what real estate offers right now is a limitless income, right? Nobody's telling us what our worth is, right? That's going to come from right here. Obviously, the tools and the technology and everything that we use are going to, help us get to those levels that we want, but it's all on you, right? And I don't care if you're 18, 19, or 20, or if you're 60 or 70, if you come into this industry and have work ethic and are open to learning the industry, we can teach anybody how to be a top producer in a market. What we can't teach is drive and work ethic.
I love that you said that. And I think even now, you and I have been in this business for a couple decades, people can be new agents. And if they get the right systems, like Ylopo, they can surpass agents that have been doing it for decades if they have the right work ethic. So let's do a deep dive into Ylopo and where you are today. Why did you choose to join Ylopo? You're clearly successful. And why don't you just walk us through that? Like, why Ylopo? Why now?
Yeah. So to me, I think it was very serendipitous. I think it was just the right time, right? I think you can build something and grow with something, and at some point, that you've given it your all, and it's evolving into something. And sometimes I think it keeps evolving where your passion is and what fills your bucket every day, and sometimes it doesn't. And what I've loved about Ylopo, and I've been a client of theirs for a couple of years now, and for anybody who's seen me speak, almost every presentation I talk about, because again, I normally talk about, lead gen, lead conversion, lead follow-up, and the systems, and it just takes such a huge part of that. So what I love is agents get obsessed with the sale, right? When leads are coming in, or opportunities, people, I'm trying to break my habit of saying leads. When these opportunities are coming into our systems and our tools, we get obsessed with, I have to get Stacy on the phone, and I have to set an appointment. I have to make a sale. And depending on where these opportunities are coming from, right? Facebook, PPC, they're online. They're being forced to give information to be able to see homes, right? Their journey is much further out, or top of funnel, however you want to look at it. These portal leads, Zillow, Ojo, Realtor.com, they're raising their hand. They've had more time to look at what's going on. Their journey is closer. Well, as agents, a lot of times we focus too much on the sale and not the service. And we don't get into this industry to be hard, cutthroat, pound the phone, sales ninjas. We just really don't. We normally get into this, the average agent, because we're friendly, fun-loving people who love to hang out at the bar afterwards and have some drinks and do videos or take care of people. And we're givers, we're helpers. Yes. Well, those two things don't match. So what I love that Ylopo has done is it's a marketing company. It's a lead conversion, lead follow-up, AI. It really, it's an outsourced marketing and lead follow-up company that can not just generate leads and give you brand and awareness out there, but then also take a lot of the work of the follow-up, that nurturing out of it. And then it allows agents to focus on activity, not necessarily follow-up and tasks. We hate getting tasked as agents. Like any CRM that's out there, and there's a ton of great CRMs out there. A lot of times you're just task heavy and you're doing the nurturing and follow up. What I love about Ylopo is it's CRM agnostic, right? Ylopo is not a CRM, right? It's just literally everything around your brand and what you're needing to do. So it's kind of like an outsourced digital marketing and lead nurturing machine that, again, allows the agents to focus on the service and the lead activity and leave the rest to Ylopo. So now when I'm logging in, I'm not looking at a list of tasks like, okay, I got to call this person for the 5th time, this person for the 10th time, and do all this, just praying, hoping they answer. I'm coming in and seeing, all right, what's new in here? What has the AI, Raya is our AI assistant in there, who's proactively reaching out to opportunities in the database and engaging them, getting them to talk and respond. Like she has full-on conversations with people, setting appointments, asking what areas they're looking at and all that. So now as an agent, I can come in and just read text replies from people to my AI assistant versus going in and necessarily prospecting. And then
Gabe, let me ask you, is it an AI, is it an assistant, or is it a bot that is programmed to answer questions based on what people are asking them?
It's a good question. So it's all handwritten from agents. So Barry Jenkins, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, genius, right? And I can't remember what number he had, Better Homes and Garden agent and team, but one of the top on the planet. He's just a genius, right? He and the team have written a lot of these scripts out. It's all if this, then that. Like it's insane watching these conversations happen. So that's just one aspect of it. So the other side of Ylopo, it's crazy because there's a lot to understand, but this industry is dynamic as well. So AI is one, but to really understand what's happening is there's also this whole remarketing aspect. And what I love about this is, and this is the lead gen guy, like I'm addicted to PPC, Facebook, any type of lead gen. I'll just admit it. Hi, my name's Gabe. I'm addicted to lead generation. All right. But what Ylopo also allows you to do is upload your database, your past clients, your sphere, anybody that you know. We match them through Facebook. And now for pennies on the dollar of what it takes to generate a lead, we can now keep your brand, your name, carousels of homes in front of them on Facebook, engaging them, driving them back to your website while you're sipping coffee, while you're out showing property with other clients. And every time they do something that is deemed a priority, maybe they log on 2-3 days in a row, or they look at a property 2 or 3 times in a row, it's now sending these priority alerts into the system saying, hey, Stacy, Bob Smith over here, this became a priority lead because this is what's happened, right? So we've done a lot of that following and keeping your brand and things in front of that opportunity. And then when they do something that we deem as a priority, some activity that they've done, Now we alert you. We're not saying, and you've heard this as much as I have at any conference, hey, Stacey, if you're doing lead generation, you got to reach out 72 times over the next, it takes multiple times. And we don't want to do that. We're taking care of all of that for you. And then we're notifying you when certain activities happen that trigger a priority alert within your CRM. And again, because we're not a CRM, we work with all the CRMs. It doesn't matter where you're at. So we're not telling you, Stacey, change all your systems to come work with us. No. Stacey, what are your business goals? What's going on? Do you have a massive database that you just want to keep active and get to raise your hand? We can do that for pennies on the dollar to generate them, right?
Okay, good. So you have different packages.
100%. Yeah, there's certain people. Yeah, certain people come in that if they have a massive database, they don't need to do lead generation. They just want to get more out of what's in their database.
Yes.
Let's remarket everybody. Let's get your brand out in front of them.
That's awesome.
Like we pre-record what we call Diva, dynamic video ads, Diva ads, where you can now get in front of them. So through social media, your database, everything, we're talking, and I think I have a stat here. Yeah, so on average over for the last year, for us to remarket a lead in your database to get them to do something versus generate one, it's 12 cents versus $4. For an unknown lead that's probably a year out versus getting somebody in your database to do something, some sort of activity or raise their hand. So, reach out to the team. You can talk to them about your database size, and based on what you're importing and getting the remarketing going, we can tell you how many opportunities or priority alerts we could probably generate on a monthly basis for you. And then there's just ancillary benefits to that, right? Because now even if they're not a priority alert, they're seeing your name, they're seeing your brand. It's one more layer of keeping you in front, and you're not having to generate if you don't want to. Obviously, I love still doing the lead generation. So that's Facebook, that's PPC. We launched our Google PPC 2.0, just the Ylopo way of doing PPC. It's insane. We're just starting to roll it out. But what's cool is as we're doing lead generation, again, so everybody's so accustomed, like, okay, if I do lead generation, got to be on standby. I've got to call every time. I got to What's awesome is when we do that, absolutely still reach out. I think it's best to reach out a couple times. But as soon as it comes in, we are creating dynamic ads for everybody that we bring in so that automatically they're seeing properties, but the AI is learning. So if you come in and a couple times you look at maybe golf course communities, we notice are putting more view and golf course community properties in front of this lead. And as they're engaging, and this goes back to your question a minute ago, it's now talking to the AI saying, hey, you might want to throw a text message. It might even just text you. Hey, Stacey, I saw you might like some golf course community homes. Click here to view some. Or is there something I can adjust? Like it's literally engaging you and talking. So it's either getting you back on the website, letting you know what they looked at, or literally just, hey, are there any other questions we can answer? Or when would you like to go see it? Would you schedule? Like we literally watch Raya schedule appointments. And it's really cool too, because it's set up to come from your assistant. So if there's ever a misstep or something that's not perfect, you literally see every time somebody responds, you're notified. And at the click of a button, you can step in, take over the conversation and be like, oh, hey, Stacey, I saw you were talking to my assistant, Raya. And you can name the assistant whatever you want. Want to just make sure you're being taken, whatever you want to say. So again, it's just taking all of that automation and combining it with AI and dynamic ads and branding, all the crap that agents really don't want to do and aren't consistent at, and allows you to sit back. I literally was talking to somebody the other day. They're like, holy crap, we got this going. And all of a sudden it was ba-bling, ba-bling, ba-bling. It's just priority alert. And now you're not hunting, you're farming. You're just waiting for the inbound to come.
So I like the lead gen, but I'm more interested in funneling back your sphere of influence. And I will get to that. But Lisa Fosco, who you did meet that night, had a question. So she said, Gabe, what do you see as the greatest challenges and the greatest opportunities facing our industry?
Greatest challenges. So I think the greatest challenges right now are keeping up, right? Things are changing, whether it's keeping our brand out there. Is it on Instagram? Is it on Facebook? Is it, where do I need to be seen? What are the new opportunities, right? We're independent contractors. We're all business owners, whether you're on a team or you're the team lead. Things are always changing. And you really need somebody in your corner that's helping you stay on top of that, because most of us just aren't doing it. For example, Google LSA. Are you familiar with the LSA ads that are out now?
No.
So I mean, this is really just starting to take off. And this is something that we've brought to so many of our clients, and we're educating them, being on the forefront. So before, if you would Google, let me back up. If you were doing PPC, which is pay per click, right? Somebody says homes for sale in Denver, and they would go, and then there's those, it says ad. There's always like 3 or 4, that's PPC. They click it, they land on a website. And then it's forced registration. Then you get a phone number as the agent. Then you pick up the phone, if most people don't, and you have to call. You know what I'm talking about, right? Gives you the heebie-jeebies. You don't want to do it. Well, other industries had what local service ads, right? And so if you Google something, and I mean, you could, I don't know if we want to do it live or not, but if you Googled like an attorney or something like that, above those ads, you would actually see 3 pictures of people and how many reviews they had. Well, real estate's always been left out of that. So recently, Google's changed that. So you now have Google, real estate agents are now part of Google local service ads. But most people don't know how to do it, how to compete, how does the algorithm work, how do you get selected? So to answer a question, it's always changing. You need somebody in your corner that if you're wanting to stay in front of people, that's always telling you what the trends are. Not saying you need to do everything, but at least you're aware and how to adapt. So it's staying up on everything. So video ads, we know we need to be doing more video ads. Well, how do I create them? What do they need to look like? If you have, a digital marketing firm in your corner, again, you don't have to use those ads to do lead generation for like example for you, but I could upload my database and say, hey, I want these ads in front of my database. They could be ads about, how to look at homes virtually during, what's been going on for the last year, or first time home buyers. There's all these ads.
Have that? You have a library of that stuff?
We call them diva ads, dynamic video ads, all these ads that you can roll out. You throw your brand on. It's all turnkey for you. And again, you can just target your sphere. You can try to target to do lead generation with them. We really give you all the tools. I mean, from, seller tools. We're going to be doing a huge webinar, I think March 4th, I believe, on all the seller tools that we have, right? How we can, what we call listing rockets, how we can basically, blast out and create ads for the listings that you have, generate activity, getting it, and then tie it back into a report that you can take to your seller that says, wow, we put this in front of 6,700 people. We had 452 people click on the ad. These are the people that actually registered to learn more about it. Like, we literally give you all the tools that have a couple clicks of a button inside your mission control to not just win the listings, but then keep your sellers happy through the listing process. But all of this stuff, you would have to maybe sign up for, $15 a month here, and then all these things that we're trying to piece together.
Yes.
But we don't want to log into 15, 20 different freaking things. We need everything together. So we're literally bringing the brand, the website, the lead generation, the lead follow-up, the AI, the reporting, all of that under one roof. And it all ties into your CRM that you can use it and go forward. So, those Google LSA ads, that's just an example of a challenge. People don't even know about it. I mean,
what does LSA mean? Like, I don't know.
Service ads. So instead of PPC, it's a local service ad. So if you're, I don't know if you can show it, but if you literally just go to, let me do this.
And we do have some screens that I want to show people as well.
I'm going to do this real quick. Oh, shoot. Let me share if you're okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'll show you. This will make more sense when you see it.
Local service ads. I like this.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Okay. So normally, if you typed in Denver homes for sale or anything like that, you just see these ads, right? And then they drive to a website, forced registration. Well, now if somebody's searching for a realtor or a real estate agent, what's going to happen is agents are now part of the local service ads. So you can sign up to be at the top, right? And it's always going to highlight 3 your reviews. You can look for more by dropping this down. But what happens is if they want to talk to you, the consumer is looking at these and then they just call you.
That is wild. I have never seen that.
They call you. This is now an opportunity to get inbound interest. And what we're seeing with clients, a majority of it are sellers, right? So now who's going to scroll past people with their picture and all these reviews on Google that they know and trust because they're using Google and go down to an unknown ad? right? The way they're placed, and there's I didn't show you all the way, but when you click on those, they are Google certified. There's background checks on them. You have to go through a whole process to get certified to be in there. But most agents don't know how to do this, right? And it's a pay. So it's not like pay per click where every time somebody clicks on it, is if somebody clicks on your profile and they connect to you,
then you pay.
Then you pay, I don't want to misquote, but it's still very affordable. If they call and they're looking for a landscaper, you can actually challenge that and get the money back. So it's literally inbound warm to hot leads that are coming into you, right? So how would you know about this? I mean, sometimes at events and stuff like that, but then how do you manage it? So that's just one more layer when you have a digital marketing firm for everything in-house, basically working for you, you know about this. I mean, that's just one of many of the things that we do. And again, you turn on or turn off. Do I just want remarketing in my sphere? Do I want Google LSA ads? Do I want Facebook remarketing? Do I want to send out Diva video ads and have those? You pick and choose whatever is going on. And for somebody who's been in business like you for a long time with good sized databases, man, you can just live off remarketing to your current sphere and past clients.
That is incredible, Gabe. My head is still swimming. Let's talk about pricing and different packages. And do you have any stats? Maybe I think I saw some screens before we started.
Yeah, just kind of some stats. Let me see if I can share my screen again. 1 second. Sorry, Stacey's never gonna do this again.
I love it because I'm like, damn, LSA, never heard of that before. I like the video ads, the Diva ads.
Yeah. So can you see this, Raya?
Yeah.
Okay, and these are like 6 months old, honestly. So the numbers have even grown. So I'll just kind of go through some of the stuff we're doing for our clients. So Raya, again, she's the AI who's texting our database for us. Look at this, 2.5 text conversations a month. That was 6 months ago. I guarantee you it's much higher now. Now, I'm not saying texts that were blasted out into mass text. We're talking conversations, right? Okay. You literally go into your database. You can hit a button depending on the CRM. Everyone does a little bit different. You can either filter by a tag or the way I like it built and how I built it in FirePoint and how Dan's built it in FollowBoss. You click a button and I can now have a list. Who are the most recent people responding to Raya? So I can see it. So over 2.5 million conversations a month. The leads, this is what I was talking about. Depending on where you're getting lead sources, right? Facebook's probably the least expensive way. And the sky's the limit depending on your market all the way up to portal leads. But again, if you have a database, you can keep generating leads at a minimum 350. And I guarantee you most markets are a lot higher than that and going. Or you can start remarketing, getting people to raise their hand at 12 cents if you have a database that's already there. Now, this is not just like your past clients in Sphere. So like when we started with Ylopo, we've been doing lead gen at that point for 15 years. We were able to upload not just our Sphere, but even all the leads that we generated from every other source, Craigslist, PPC, Facebook, Zillow, Realtor, anywhere, sign calls, anybody in our database, we're able to upload and get in there. And for about 12 cents a lead in there, they're getting marketed. They're seeing carousels in their Facebook profile. You can mark a lead, Stacy, in your database as a bad number. That communicates back to us at Ylopo. So as we're re-engaging them, when we see that they have a bad phone number, we'll actually prompt them and entice them with sending them information via text to get a phone number. So we'll actually send you a message saying, Stacy, priority lead. Tom Dahlman just gave a new phone number via the bad phone number prompt. Like we're even getting better data for you.
I love that because you bring up a good point. A lot of times when people upload their database into Facebook and try and retarget or refunnel or get in front of people, the list that they have, those phone numbers are often wrong. So I like how Ylopo will be like, listen, we know that's wrong, and then contact them. It gives you a reason to contact them.
Oh, well, 100%. And here's what I love that's even better is if I got a bad number, I'm kind of sunk now, right? I just put them into a pond. Facebook or Ylopo just now follows around on Facebook through remarketing and engages them. And I just sit back and wait for the priority alert to come in. All right. That's what's going on. Look at this, 54 million and counting, right? Facebook has done, I think it's 3 separate studies just on Ylopo alone on what they're doing. Nobody is doing what this company does. And, I think it might've been before we started or the beginning, like, well, really, like, what's the difference between this and, FirePoint where I was at, or Follow Up Boss, or Boomtown.
Yeah,
It's completely different.
Ylopo? Yeah, what's the difference?
Those are all CRMs, right? They're CRMs. We are not a CRM. You use your CRM. We're your digital marketing firm doing lead generation, lead follow-up, lead conversion, AI, branding, video, everything like that. Search traffic, 145,000. This is 6 months ago. It's growing like crazy. So these are just some of the stats of what we're doing. I mean, it's just staggering what's happening and how it's going. But again, everything's focused on how do we get the most out of the database that you currently have? Okay. And then if you are going to do lead generation, multiple options of where to do it. But then how can we also automate and take a lot of that that prospecting and nurturing off your plate, so you sit back and just focus on the activity.
Awesome. I have another question. So EXP is with KV Core. That is our CRM. Can you link with EXP with KV Core?
We can build in with any of them, right? And I know we have some KV Core clients now. Obviously, how much comes back and forth will vary based on the different CRMs. So we want to play with everybody. So there's not a single CRM out there that we're like, no, back off. We're, obviously we've been built in and integrated with others longer than some. And then some companies only have, we're limited to the capabilities of that CRM and their API and all that, what can go back and forth. So, but yeah, I mean, any CRM, again, when you talk to us and you want to look into this on any of those aspects, we're not saying you have to leave a CRM or you have to do this. Now, we'll obviously tell you who we're currently integrated and the different levels and depths of who we're integrated with, but we're always integrating with new ones all the time and improving integrations.
Okay, great. Now, let me ask you something that is a little off topic. However, I think it affects everybody in the real estate industry, and it's this. So Zillow purchasing showing times. Of course, everybody has an opinion. But what do you think? Are you of the mindset of like, oh no, they just bought something else and now they're going to take over? Or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, I think anybody's going to have it's going to raise up your eyebrow or you're going to take notice, right? I think I'm of the mindset, I want to know what the competition and still is competition at this point, the brokerages and all that.
Yes.
I'm aware of what's going on, but I think myself and I'll speak for Ylopo, hopefully not out of turn, but we're very focused on what is our lane, what are we doing, and how do we keep driving forward, and how do we keep getting more data in your hand? How do we keep doing more for you so that you do less of the things you don't want to do? How do we drive your cost per lead down? We don't, even on that slide I showed you at 12 cents of your existing database that we're getting to raise their hand, we're not saying, hey, we'll do this for 12 cents and we want 20% referral. This is your business, right? We're not doing any of that. We are literally coming on as your partner in this. That's why we're not telling you to change CRMs. We're not telling you anything. So to me, take note. I'm aware. I'll be watching it. But my advice would be, make sure your business is in order. I'm going to keep head down. We're going to keep focusing on what we believe our lane is and what, our mission is in the real estate world. And how do we keep providing better and more services to our existing clients?
Bam.
That's what brought me over, right? So everybody's like, wow, why, if you did leave, or when you left FirePoint, why don't you just go back to only work on the team? Like the market's crazy right now. And I'm still helping with the team and getting it going and hands-on and everything. But there's something about bettering the life of real estate agents right now. We shouldn't have to put in 12, 13 hours a day. We shouldn't be killing ourselves wondering where the next deal's coming from. And do I need to think of another way to stay in front of my clients or to convert one more? I love that this company, first of all, a good chunk of the company has a real estate license. We have our Realtor in Residence program, which are top agents around the country. Yep. But our job is really, as you guys are onboarding and having questions, helping you. And when we jump on, we have a thing called office hours every Wednesday that you can just join. This is not paid or anything. You just join in. And it doesn't matter what CRM or anything. If you're a brand new agent, a team lead, where they're answering questions and where they're helping you, what other technology might you want to add on based on your business. So it's truly a company that is in it with you, linking arms as a partnership to build your business. And I think that's what I've seen over the last couple of years. And as one chapter was ending and I wanted to open another one. Like, to me, this is the future of what real estate needs to be. And whether you check out Ylopo or not, this is true. You have to understand how to get your systems in place and get them working for you. The industry is changing too fast, and you have to be able to adapt with it. And again, Ylopo aside, wherever you're at, your technology, you need to be able to look at them as a partner. You need to be looking at everybody else who's using that technology as a resource, as a community for you. We don't all need to figure this out on our own over and over and over. We need to be able to share. There's enough business for everybody.
I always say that, Gabe. And, sometimes people are the mindset of like, they don't share. They don't want people to know what their secret sauce is. Yeah. I believe exactly what you said. Like, there's enough for everybody. And if we share, it only elevates our industry. So I love Ylopo and how it keeps up with the times and how you are ahead of the game. That's how I feel where I am. I love it. Like, I feel like the first time in my life, I'm ahead of the game. So Ylopo, if anyone has any questions, Gabe, how can they find you?
Just go to ylopo.com, and I don't know if we can type it in the comments. YLOPO. It's the last 5 letters of Monopoly backwards, so it's turning the real estate game upside down. So that's where it came from.
Right.
So if you look at Monopoly, it's those last 5 letters, and it's backwards, and it really is. So go there, check it out. Again, there's what one team or agent is doing isn't perfect for everybody. There's different levels. The pricing is based on the tiers, right? A single agent doesn't need to be clear up in this tier. They might just need to be down here. So it's very customizable to where you are. My advice when you do go in, if you do check it out, I'm going to give this to any company that you go check out, marketing company, CRM. Go into that presentation, that demo, that consultation, and right prior, look in the mirror and be very, very honest with yourself. All right. Where is your business broken? We all have cracks and fractures in our business, right? If we're being honest, where and what is broken in your business? What are the things that you don't enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing? And when you go into that consult, this is where you need to be very vulnerable and understand that you're filling voids, that this technology, again, whether it's Ylopo or somebody else, is your partner in this. And is it allowing you to focus on the dollar productive activities that you enjoy, want, and will do? And how does it scale and grow with you so you don't have to? There's Barry right there, man. Man's a genius. How does it grow with you and allow you to scale your business? So whether, again, Ylopo or anybody, that's how I would go into these. But go on here and just know your why. Why am I looking into something? What's broken? What am I wanting to accomplish in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years? And those are the questions that I ask, and then and make sure that that's a fit for you.
That is awesome, Gabe. This is more than enough information for people to really dive deep into Ylopo. And I encourage everyone, take a look at it. As an agent, you always want to educate yourself. Whether it's a new lead generation system, do your due diligence and figure out what is the best fit for you. Also, always being a student and learning every day, self-improvement. And then the brokerage that you're at, learn about that. What's going on in other brokerages constantly. Every year you should be doing this. So, Gabe, thank you so much for your time. It was awesome.
Next time I'll talk faster for you. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I love your energy. It helps. I mean, you're a breath of fresh air for sure. I love it. And you were all that and more today.
No, and thank you for the opportunity. And I'd love to come back and share more, or even go deep into lead conversion, like not even Ylopo, just lead conversion tactics, whatever I can do to help. Like, I love giving back. So I would love to join you again.
I will. I'm definitely going to contact you. We're to schedule that this week. Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.